So I've had some questions as to why I do what I do, and is this not making the animals more vulnerable to people? So let's take it back, 31 years ago when I started filming. I'm always trying to get at the animal's eye level. Just trying to film at the animal's eye level because that really engages you and engages the audience. And to do that, I have to get out the car to get those nice low-level shots. And so over 2 years, when you're working with a subject, they get used to you and they approach, and eventually you start a relationship with them. And it was when I was doing my film Hyena Queen for National Geographic, the then president of the National Geographic Society, Gil Grosvenor, when he saw the sequence of the hyena coming up to me and putting her chin on my hand, he said, that's just like the time when the chimp came and touched Jane Goodall. And actually, it's really no different. It's exactly the same thing. What you're finding is, obviously, in Jane Goodall doing her work, she had to do it all on foot because she was in those deep forests. I do a lot of my work in a vehicle, and I get out when I can to work with these animals. In these safari situations in Africa, animals are completely habituated to vehicles. And to think that some people think that my habituating them to me personally out the vehicle is a problem, because then it makes them more approachable by poachers or whatever. But quite honestly, if a poacher wanted to do anything with a hyena, why wouldn't he just come in a vehicle? They're so used to it and do what he needs to. So why do I do what I do with hyenas? Hyenas get a bad rap, and the Lion King hasn't done them any justice. And I think a lot of people, what they know about hyenas, they've learned from the Lion King, which is so not fair. Because hyenas are incredible mothers. They put a huge amount of time in raising their young. They're amazing hunters, highly successful hunters, and they are highly intelligent, on a par with primates. You don't see any of that in the Lion King. I'm trying to change all that. I'm trying to change perceptions. And when people see me with hyenas, because of these perceptions and these myths being so strong, when they see me out there working with them, they think I'm absolutely nuts, and it's beyond anything they can imagine. Only because those perceptions are put out there, those myths are put out there. And I'm trying to break those down. So suddenly when people see me with hyenas, they think, wow, that's amazing. Look at these things. They aren't actually what we were told they were. This is what they're about. And that's what I want. I want to change people's perceptions. What I'm doing is actually no different to what Jane Goodall did with her chimps, Diane Fossey did with the gorillas. When Diane Fossey started her work on gorillas, people thought people knew that gorillas killed people. They did kill people, and people were terrified of them. But Diane Fossey changed all of that. So much so that today we have gorilla safaris. People go on safari to see gorillas. People go on safari to see chimps. And in many cases, if it wasn't for those safaris, those animals would not be protected, and they would have disappeared by now because of the bushmeat trade. That's been highly successful, and it's been amazing, and we're saving those animals. Hyenas need the same protection. Right now, hyenas are being traded across Africa. A hyena skin fetches double the price of a leopard skin in Africa. Hyenas are going to be poached out. Nobody's going to know. Nobody cares. So before we know, they're all gone. And then we're suddenly going to say, oh, where have all the hyenas gone? It's up to me, and I am going to make sure hyenas will be perceived in a totally different manner, in a totally justified way, and not the villains that they've been cast in by the Lion King, by all wildlife films. Wildlife filmmakers are all to blame. Those that cast hyenas as villains, they're all to blame, because hyenas are not the villains. We don't need to make them that. They aren't that. Let's portray hyenas for what they really are. Those amazing mothers, the highly intelligent animal, these incredible hunters, and very sociable animals. And when you look at them interacting with me, really, that is what hyenas are about. And that is what I want to change. And that is what I am going to change. And that is what it's going to be. So I'm not going to change what I'm doing. I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing, because I do believe strongly that hyenas need a good press, and they're going to get a good press from me.